what happens when you get to be yourself? Number one, you get to be a self-master. And that's where your intelligence, your integrity, your strength, and your grit, they come from the emotional mastery, the emotional regulation skills that you have from being a self-master. What also takes place, number two, you get to hang out with more people that know how to be themselves authentically. And then we get to also inform mystic, spiritual, mindful, living, loving people of how amazing it is for the good team to understand the bad team and that we're all a good team. It's just some people didn't get a great start. So with their masks, like my facade friend, they continue to be controlled, manipulated, and persuaded by those who are emotionally immature. And so 3D, 4D, I was told they'd stick around. I know who they are, but we won't call it the end because our species evolves. And luckily, the 5D state of consciousness, Dharma, is what we have at hand. And that's whether you do know of 5D as Christ consciousness or as oneness consciousness. I'm going to let you know. I just translated to a securely attached self-worth person who has a 0, 1-year-old, and a 3-year-old that you own. And that's why you're immune to being controlled or manipulated. Persuaded, we are persuaded by those who we trust. And if someone who we trust breaks that trust, quote unquote, we just learn that we met another coward, another immature person, another person who doesn't actually notice what self-sovereignty is, what being yourself is. And so you don't copy those who lack intelligence, integrity, strength, or grit. You actually understand why they lack the intelligence to use ego and self together. They don't have a default mode network that is downregulated. They lack integrity because their emotionally immature manners are the maladaptive patterns of behavior, inner critic, outer critic, drinking, drugging, fucking. It has nothing to do with polyamory or monoamory. It has nothing to do with anything except for one thing: self-centeredness in a way of ego, not knowing how to share the floor. And also they were broken in one way, shape, or form. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we get to play basically with people who don't know healthy boundaries or themselves. So it's really after their fifth hand, like my facade friend, you just understand they're emotionally immature, they want what they want, and you give your healthy boundaries. If they're okay with it, you stay friends and you build secure connections. So they won't move into intelligence and they won't move into integrity. They won't move into it's fair, unfair. They'll actually continue to tell them how much they're offering the relationship, and you'll be aware that, yes, you're both offering each other something. They offer you the opportunity to self-regulate and to become a person who knows how to handle anger like a master, sadness like a master, fear like a master, the healthy kind, surprise, disgust, and happiness. So you continue to become more enlightened. And that's why you continue with your anchored inventor energy, which is why it's a lifestyle, to be yourself the smart way, to use mindfulness, mindset, and mindset, and to be here with us. Hold on. We also do clairs. We also have downloads and a lot more, but that's not in this episode. We might have another story. So with that being said, strength comes because now that we have gotten through strength, courage, we're in curiosity all the time with our 0-1 attached, not panic anymore. 3-7, not shame or submissive. We have grit because we consistently persevere wherever it is we want. And with ego, we know that we all have the 3-year-old who wants the same thing anybody else wants. That is to be loved. But we also understand that our we doesn't always pay us back. Biosphere for Terriel, we with Dr. Danny Siegel. But when you're differentiating, because you're emotion mature, because you're being yourself and you're in a relationship with no strings attached, that's what makes a difference. You're not handling yourself. You're not handling a child. You are an innocent human being like anybody else who has an ego. And when I say innocent, I mean that the essence of you seeps through every single one of your pores, and you know that everyone can have that which is their true essence, leading with their same innocence, our functional child adult community, or the emotionally immature people like my facade friend, which stay in that which is called the teenager assholishness attitude. Adaptive child part people are losers, but they're also controllable, manipulable, and persuadable by the very not fascinating human beings in 3D, 4D collective land, which is what makes them fascinating, and I make fun of them. So we will be back with a lengthier version of a lot of stories. In the meantime, allow yourself to join us here if you do love intelligence, integrity, strength, and grit, because you enjoy emotional maturity and mental maturity. So you enjoy intelligence and building resilience, that which is called the restored embodiment resilience type. So awareness, accountability, regulation, something fun. We have upcoming digital content for you, products. That's mindset exercises, but we also have Spotify. You can become a paid member. And we have something already in there for exercises, some readings, spotlights, and then we also have patron membership content too. So I'm going to start adding those links in the description. And again, tune in later if you want to tune into the extended version of the episode. Have a good one.